Good afternoon, Oak Grove. Happy Thursday. Welcome to our first installment of the Midweek Update series of the new year. I've missed talking to you for the last couple weeks. I'm glad that you take a few minutes of your day to tune in to chat with me in the middle of the week and keep the church on our consciousness outside of Sunday mornings. That's a very important thing to do. So I'm sure I saw nearly every single one of you who watch these videos over the holidays, but if there's a few of you who tune in that I didn't get to see over the holidays, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year, and I hope that your New Year is off to a very good start. It certainly is off to a chilly start. I'm here in the sanctuary and the heat has not been on, and so it is quite chilly in here right now, I can assure you. But I thought I would come in here because this past Sunday we celebrated Epiphany Sunday, and the children's sermon idea that I've been using for a few years now, going back to before I started at Oak Grove, I did it at my internship congregations as well. The children's sermon idea that I use on Epiphany Sunday, which I freely admit I took online from resources that are available online to help new pastors out with children's sermons. The children's sermon I would have done for Epiphany is one of my favorites of the year, but we didn't have any kids on Epiphany Sunday. The weather probably contributed to that because the weather was really nasty this past Sunday morning. So I thought maybe I'd make up for it today. The children's sermon that we usually use for Epiphany is we go on our star tour of the sanctuary. You know, we've got the wise men followed the star to find the Holy Family, and so the star tour is us going around the sanctuary and seeing where's the star going to lead us today? If we're following the star in our lives today, then where's the star going to take us? So, all right, the star's on the move here. Okay, where's the star going? The star is stopping over here right at the pulpit where the gospel is preached. The gospel is preached from this pulpit, and we hear the word of God, which is able to comfort us and reassure us of God's love for us and God's salvation for us. And so, maybe God is appearing here in the pulpit. So the star has led us to God's appearing in this place. Well, now the star's on the move again. Where's the star going now? Well, the star's moving, the star is moving. Oh, the star is stopping right in front of the altar. This is where we receive the sacrament. This is where we receive the Lord's body and blood. And God appears to us here in the elements. God appears to us here as God makes the divine presence known in our lives in bodily form every single Sunday, in a form that we are able to taste and smell and touch. And so God is appearing there too. And so now the star's on the move again. Where's the star going? Star's moving, star's moving, star's moving. The star is stopping right over here, right by the organ and the piano, where Pastor Bill and Chesa every single Sunday use their musical gifts and talents to bring God to us in music. And so God appears in music as well. God appears in the ancient liturgies of our people, which we sing every single Sunday. And that is an important tie to tradition that shows us that God has been appearing amongst our ancestors for a very long time in music. So the star's moving again. Where's the star going now? Well, it looks like the star is stopping right by the baptismal font. This is the place where God declared us to be children of God at the moment of our holy baptism and gave us a new name and made us God's own, and we became children of God. And so this is the place where God's promises were first appropriated to us, and we became members of the family, members of the church, members of God's covenant family. And so God is found appearing in this place too in the waters of baptism. Well, the star's on the move again. Where's the star going? Looks like the star is stopping right in the midst of the congregation. Now, of course, this would have more impact if there were actually people in the pews, but just imagine there are people in the pews right now. God is found in the faces of our loved ones. God is found in the faces of our friends and family here in the church as we gather together every week to tell the stories of God's love again. And as we receive the sacrament and as we experience God's presence among one another, and we come to this place to, work to serve our community and worship together as a corporate whole, God appears in community too. And so, Epiphany is a word that literally means manifestation or appearance. And so the Epiphany holiday just as is the case with Christmas and as is the case with Easter, is not just one day. We have a season of Epiphany in the church calendar. It's a short season, but it is a season. We have an Epiphany season. This season is about God's appearing in our world and the fact that sometimes we have to look a little bit to see where God is appearing. You can tell I shoot these in one take and I don't edit anything out. We have the light and joy of the Christmas season that hits us right at the darkest time of year when the nights are longest and the daylight is the shortest. And the ancient pre-Christian pagans who celebrated the birth of their gods at that time of year, and then Christians appropriated the holiday for themselves once Christianity became the state religion of the Roman Empire, they did so at that time of year specifically because at this time of year they knew they needed something to celebrate. They knew that the human heart needed something to be joyful about, because it is a dark time of year where seasonal depression is a real factor in our lives. And a lot of people are sad and despairing at this time of year. Well, Christmas comes and goes, and it brings that joy to our lives, hopefully. There are those who may have needed Blue Christmas for whom it doesn't always do so. But for most of us, generally, most of the time, Christmas brings that joy to us. But then, Christmas is gone. Christmas is over, the tree is down, the decorations are put away, and we've still got a few months left ahead of cold and dark. And the human heart then kind of says, well, now what? What do we get excited about now? What do we get happy about now? Well, Epiphany is about continuing to look for where God is manifesting God's presence in our lives. God is appearing in your life somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know what God is doing in your life right now, but God is in there somewhere. And so I encourage you to reflect upon the events of your life. I encourage you to reflect on where you're at and find the blessings that you can count right now, wherever you find yourself at this phase in the journey of your life. When the days are short and the darkness is long and it's so cold and the human heart is looking for reasons to be happy at this time of year, it's a good time to sit down and count our blessings and remind ourselves, gee, I do still have a lot to be thankful for, to be grateful for. And we can see then when we stop and consciously look for it that God is manifesting the divine presence in our lives. God is still appearing in our lives, but we might have to look. The light of God's presence is appearing in the bleak midwinter. God is there, I promise, but we might have to look. We might have to keep our eyes open and follow the light of God's presence, just as the Magi followed the star on that first Epiphany. So that's what I've got for you this week, Oak Grove. Keep on looking for God's presence in your life, and I will see you on Sunday morning. Thank you, take care, have a great week, and God bless.